Let's take a look at the new song by Inpatient, Ren, Chris Webby, called Tarantula. Let's get started.
Tarantula, gang, right from the stereo. Gargantuan, goddamn fit for a burial. A cannula from my wrist, sick material. A chronically ill, sound for your area. I just let go, there's a crack in my design. Like an echo, these thoughts replay in my mind. There's no safety, there's no rest, there's no sleep for the dead. And
I love this beat, and I love the bass going on, the bass beat that it's got, and then we've got the snare that's a little, the timing is extremely unique, and we get an extra one snuck in there every so many beats. I like this.
there's no sleep for the dead.
Right there.
And I hate these side effects that get left by the man. I got the devil on my shoulder, and the weight might break my back.
I said snare, I meant hi-hat. Sorry about that.
By the man. I got the devil on my shoulder,
Ooh.
and the weight might break my back. I'm losing my composure, and I might crash. And so they say that my persona
Has a tendency
Oh.
to
come so undone that
and my identity is
stuck
Oh.
inside this white room I painted black. Tarantula, bang bang, contractor muscular. I'm venomous, bring fangs right to your jugular. Cutting your brains on the rug and your blood on the comforter. Part of me's Peter.
Hold up a second. First off, I do not like spiders. I couldn't do this. But in the next scene, how the paint or whatever it is, the liquid that's flowing through, looks like where it's around his head, is going down beside him, but going up.
To your jugular, cutting your brains on the rug and your blood on.
Yeah. That's not easy to do, because if this is not CGI'd, I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but that's hard to say. But we can see that it's going, very well could be, but I don't know. I'd have to look at this a little bit further. But I just really like it's going down on each side of him, but then from him, it's going out, up through his
Brains
head.
on the rug and your blood on the comforter. Part of me's Peter Parker, but bust my guns like the Punisher. I'm a rabbit arachnid, I'm trapping them in the web. Then I wrap them up like a package for afterwards in the shed. I'm carnivorous in the blood of these rappers. Is how I'm fed to live a death like Dexter. Dark as the passenger in my head.
Does it say living in death like Dexter?
Rappers is how I'm fed to live a death like Dexter. Dark as the passenger in my head. And they know I'm a killer on the low. Patient 00. Fuck a cheat code. My ammo's unlimited. I only stop when I gotta reload. I'm 20 below and the blood in me frozen. I painted this room only color I know. Yeah, I painted it black. It was dark as my soul. So fuck it, let's go. I got the devil on my shoulder, and the weight might break my back. I'm losing my composure, and I might crash. And so they say that my persona
has a tendency to
come so undone that
and my identity
is
is
stuck inside this white room I painted black.
Oh, cool.
Whoa, back to back, you can't catch that flow. Counteract upon price that blow. Chiropractic by snapping, fat base gymnastic, mash it up, massive bro. Casual, this shit easy, G. Ride the beat, come on, you know me. Designed to be the best. past me to rise to task me, watch me rise up victoriously. Yeah, we back on that loose again, representing that loony bin. Give a fuck if I lose or win when that spider bite go right through the skin. Then I'm hit when I strike the vein, get a monster locked up inside my brain. And wrestle with them's like fighting Bane, but I know that part of me likes the pain. Like a masochist, spider biting, antagonist, biting, sighting, paralysis, vital signs of a pathogen. Striking deep in the artery, Peter Parker, but dark as the black and bruise on the mark. I leave random web is the thread you see. Got time to.
So real quick, they did this a couple of times. When he's talking, it looks like it's stuttering. They've actually changed the FPS, or frames per second, to, because it still stays in time. It's not like they sped it up. They just reduced the frames per second. Like we saw him talking there and then right here.
But dark as the black and bruise on the mark. I leave random web is the thread you see.
That right there. It could either be sped up or they could have adjusted the FPS. Sorry, just noticed that. It's cool when you see something like that.
Peter Parker, but dark as the black and bruise on the mark. I leave random web is the thread you see. Got time to kill, murder on my mind. I'll give your spine a chill. Show up in Silent Hill, bumping twisted metal. Behind the wheel, we pose a threat, pulling you under. Hope you can hold your breath and kill them all until there's no one left. Tarantula.
Oh, that was good, but creepy.
If you want to get rid of your beer belly in time for summer, check this out. Hey, Dr. Drew, do celebrities come?
So I dug this. It's obviously a lot different than Caskets was, but it's so upbeat. And it's got so many different stylistic rhythms in it. I really enjoyed this. I haven't heard anything else other than Caskets from Chris Webby and Ren. So with their Inpatient, and they're on my list, so I'm itching to actually get to watching to some of them. I just have so many other things on my list to get to at first. Divergent's another one that that'll be the next one I take a look at. But yeah, completely different. I really like how it even states in the chorus about painting the white room black, the only color that they know. And then of course they're slowly doing this all the way throughout, and then some people come in and actually paint it. But that was crazy. And then when you get into, I actually wanted to see, it looks like he writes, "Hi." Yeah, it looks like he's writing "hi." It just hard to tell. The other part is, and I'm pretty sure they did, was this tarantula. Again, I'm not big on spiders. And seeing Ren have this thing roll across his face is not something I could... No. But good on Ren for doing that. That's just looking at this makes me kind of cringe, just making my skin crawl. I did mention the other thing about, I really enjoyed how they have the paint going around Webby's body. This could be CG'd. Again, it's kind of hard to tell just by looking at it briefly, but either way, the camera, he's obviously lying on the floor, the camera's upside down. And they actually might have the floor he might be on a platform that's at a little bit of an angle, so that way it ensures that the paint does go down. But actually, let me get back to her lip thing in a second. I don't know if it ever actually goes on his skin.
Done that, and my identity is sucking your blood on the comfort of
so looking at Okay, so looking at this, we could see this is most likely CG'd because it's not building up around his arm, his left arm, his right arm, left arm in the photo, but his actual right arm. And typically that would have, bundled up around him. Now it does look like they tried to make it look like it was, because we can see around his, as it's coming up around, you can tell. Okay, so when you're looking at this, we can see it goes past his arm here, but then it stops here, and you can actually see this digital artifacts of the CGI under his left arm. Not that that's a big deal, because it still looks really freaking cool, and it's still kind of creepy. I like the juxtaposition of him being upside down and this flowing around him. It's still a great addition to this. And again, the spider. Here we can see them in the camera with the, or see the camera with the mirror. Still pretty cool. This was just a great, I do want to go back and listen to the lyrics, but I loved how, again, he started out with the saying that painting a white room, the only color he knows, and we could see that all gets taken care of. So, and then we do this whole EDM switch where they're in the club, which is still pretty crazy. It's got an incredible beat. I did talk about how they may have done some of the framing here, and we could see, obviously there's effects done on this with some of the sweeping and some of the trails that we got with some of the characters or the persons. We can see those trails, and even here we can see this kind of double exposure for Ren on his face, and those are just effects that could have been but I dug this. Like I said, I hadn't heard of anything else that they had done, so this was an absolute joy. I appreciate this being put out and them sharing this, because it's an awesome song. Let me know what you think. Do you like it as much as I do? Let me know your thoughts. Put them in the comments. Are there other songs other than Divergent that you want me to listen to from Inpatient? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching Melodic. Thank you so much for watching Melodic Logic. Until next time, take care.